All right, let's dive right in today. We're looking at something that could really change the game when it comes to technical writing.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff we're talking about. Chain of thought prompting.
Oh, okay, so right off the bat, just so everyone's on the same page, we're talking about COT prompting, not code prompting, just to be clear.
Right, exactly. COT prompting and how it can change the way we create documentation.
And leading the way on this, we have an article by Robbins. It's called Chain of Thought Prompting, Enhancing AI Interactions for Technical Documentation.
Public just last week, actually.
Yeah, super recent. And Robbins, he's not just some blogger, right? I mean, this guy has worked with some seriously big names.
Yeah, he's got a pretty impressive resume, Microsoft, FedEx.
Even Northrop Grumman.
So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to documentation.
For sure. And what he's saying here is that this COT prompting has the potential to totally change the way we think about creating really accurate and user-friendly documentation.
You know, it's really interesting because it's almost like we're moving from using AI as just a tool to more of a thought partner.
Oh, I liked the thought partner, especially in technical writing where everything has to be so precise.
Right, exactly.
So let's break this down for our listener because, they're technical writers themselves.
Sure.
Imagine working on something really complex, right? Maybe an API guide or a troubleshooting manual.
Uh-huh.
So instead of just throwing it at the AI and saying, hey, write this for me, you use chain of thought prompting to walk the AI through it step by step.
Like you're asking it to show its work.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's not just about the end result, it's about understanding the logic behind each step.
That makes me wonder, could this help reduce user errors? Because if the AI has to show its work, we can't miss any crucial steps. Right?
Oh, that's a great point, yeah. By forcing the AI to articulate its thought process, we make sure the documentation is comprehensive and logical.
And Robbins also says it's not just about accuracy, it can also make the documentation easier to understand for the reader.
Well, yeah, because when AI has to break down a complex process into these small steps, it's basically creating a roadmap.
It's a roadmap that's easier for us humans to follow. I
Exactly.
love that. Okay, so we're taking this potentially tangled mess of information
Right.
and turning it into this clear, easy-to-follow path.
Robbins actually uses this analogy of jumping from one lily pad to another to describe this.
Okay, I like that. So each step is like a lily pad, and by guiding the AI from one to the next, we make sure nothing gets missed.
Exactly.
I'm curious, though, about the actual implementation. Like, how do you actually do this COT prompting in your work?
Well, he lays out a four-step approach, and it's surprisingly straightforward.
Okay, straightforward's good.
Yeah, the first step is setting the context, like giving the AI all the background info it needs to understand the task.
So it's like giving the AI a crash course before you even start asking questions.
Precisely. Without that foundation, the AI is lost.
Makes sense. And then,
Once you got the context, then you get to the heart of COT prompting, which is requesting those step-by-step breakdowns.
and that's where we push the AI to really think things through.
Yes, we want to see that whole thought process laid out in front of us.
Not just the answer, but how it got there.
Right, and that brings us to step 3, which is verification requests.
So this is where we put on our skeptical hats and say, okay, hold on, is this right?
Yep, we're not just blindly accepting what the AI says, we're questioning its assumptions, making sure the reasoning is sound.
Like playing devil's advocate with the AI almost.
Exactly. And then finally, and I think this is super interesting, we get to seeking alternative perspectives.
Oh, okay, so this is where it gets really collaborative.
Absolute. We're basically brainstorming with the AI, exploring different approaches, maybe considering edge cases we hadn't thought of.
Like having an extra brain in the room, but it's not limited by our own biases.
Precisely so. We're taking advantage of both human and artificial intelligence to create the best possible documentation.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about how COT prompting can improve the accuracy and the clarity of our documentation, but what about the process itself? Can this actually make things faster for us?
Oh, absolutely. Think about all the time we spend as technical writers, just gathering information, organizing our thoughts, figuring out how to present complex ideas.
Oh, yeah.
COT prompting can help automate a lot of that.
So instead of spending hours banging my head against the wall trying to understand something, I can use chain of thought prompting to get the AI to help me.
Exactly.
That would be amazing.
Imagine giving the AI a rough outline or even just a list of key points, and it fleshes it out, creates logical connections, even generates drafts.
Wow, that would free up so much time to focus on the more creative side of things, like telling a good story with the documentation.
Yeah, making it engaging for the reader.
So this brings up a big question. How will this impact the role of the technical writer in the future?
Right. Is AI going to replace us?
Some people worry about that, but I think it's more about augmenting our skills, not replacing us.
I agree. It's about using AI to enhance what we do best.
So instead of fearing AI, we should see it as a powerful tool.
A tool that can help us create truly exceptional documentation.
And this means we need to be adaptable and open to learning new things.
Absolutely, the field of AI is constantly changing, and if we want to stay ahead the curve, we need to be willing to experiment and learn new skills.
So it's about lifelong learning.
Exactly.
So COT prompting can make our documentation more accurate, clearer, and it can even streamline our workflow. But there's another exciting aspect to this:
Oh, yeah. And what's that?
personalization.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
Well, we're still in the early stages here, but imagine using COT prompting to create documentation that's tailored to each individual user.
Wow, so instead of one generic set of instructions for everyone, we could have AI generate personalized guides.
That take into account the user's skill level, experience, even their learning preferences.
Exactly. AI-powered documentation that adapts in real time, giving users exactly what they need when they need it.
That would be amazing for a user experience.
It would make complex information so much more accessible.
And this is just one example of how COT prompting might evolve in the future, right? As AI technology gets better, we can expect even more innovative applications.
Absolutely.
So it's clear that COT prompting has the potential to totally change the way we do technical writing. But if our listeners feeling a little overwhelmed by all this, what's the one key takeaway they should remember?
I'd say don't be afraid to experiment. COT prompting is still relatively new. There's a lot to explore, so try different prompts, different AI tools, and see what works best for you.
That's great advice. Embrace that curiosity experiment and see what you can create with this new technology, because after all, that's how innovation happens, right?
Exactly.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still so much more to explore in the world of chain of thought prompting.
Oh, definitely, we've just scratched the surface.
So we take those raw materials that the AI generates
Right.
and we transform them into something truly exceptional.
Exactly, something that resonates with the audience.
And this requires a new way of thinking about our roles as technical writers.
Yeah, we're not just writers anymore.
Right, we're becoming more like editors, curators, strategists.
We're guiding the AI, refining its output, making sure the final product is top-notch.
It's kind of like those sci-fi stories where humans and AI work side by side,
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
each complementing the other's abilities.
We're getting a glimpse of that future right now.
We really are. And as with any new technology, there will be challenges. There's going to be a learning
Workflows.
curve. We'll need to adapt our skills, and some people might even resist this change.
Yeah, that's always the case.
But for those who embrace it, the possibilities are really exciting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Imagine a world where technical documentation is no longer seen as this, dry, boring chore,
Right.
but as something engaging and maybe even enjoyable to read.
Now, that's a goal worth striving for.
And it all starts with understanding and harnessing the power of CRT prompting,
Absolutely.
because the future of technical writing is bright, and it belongs to those who are willing to embrace change and use technology to their advantage.
Well said.
So that wraps up our deep dive into chain of thought prompting.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
It really has. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back soon with another insightful exploration into the world of knowledge and ideas. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
See you next time.